All right, this isn't really about the device in itself. It's more about a little problem that I discovered with MSI Claw and with other devices. Um, One of the issues that I noticed is that the console comes with the fans really low. So you barely even hear the fan noise of this console, of this handheld. And the problem with this is that when I started going into throttle stop, I was checking out certain little issues. I noticing there were frame pacing issues. I noticed that I kept getting power, and what I'm understanding is that it's overheating, so it's not going to permit it to continue to boost. So Intel works like this. If you're playing something or an application that's too demanding and it starts to overheat, what it does is that obviously it throttles the CPU because it was already at 90. But I noticed something. I wasn't hearing the fans at all and it wasn't overheating. Like, I didn't feel like it was overheating. Like, it was very cold to the touch, but inside something else was happening. It actually was overheating because of the fan curves being so low. This isn't a problem with the unit in itself. It's actually the way that they set it up. Now they've been doing this. This first started with the ROG Ally, that they made it very aggressive. So if it starts to overheat, it just downclocks. But Intel does it really fast. Like, they want this unit to be very silent, so you can be like, wow, this is a really silent unit and it doesn't overheat, but in fact it is overheating, and it has a very fast downclocking, which is going to cause the game to jutter. So you're going to see it on 40 frames, and then all of a sudden it's going to go down to 22, and then it's going to pop back up. So what I did as an experiment for now is that I disabled, this is in certain games, you won't see a difference, so there's no problem. I actually did disable the turbo boost, just for now, just to check out what I can do. I'm sure that this will probably give more headroom for the GPU. Now, from what I'm getting is that the CPU could be more powerful than the GPU, or maybe I'm wrong, it doesn't matter, but it'll give more of a power to the GPU. And that's exactly what I want, because the CPU does help the GPU in certain games achieve more frames. But unfortunately, if it's doing it too much and the frequency of the CPU is going too high, there's a really big problem with frame pacing, because it's going to start overheating, and then it's going to hunger the CPU. It's going to throttle the CPU, which is going to cause that frame pacing. Now, I haven't seen it come out with power or throttling or anything like that. So I did notice a better frequency. I did notice a better performance. I religiously on lossless scaling. I use this religiously on handhelds. Yeah, I customized mine. I didn't like the duck because in Puerto Rico, the duck is a slur. So I'm not going to get into that right now. It's not really important. But I did change certain settings because remember, lossless scaling hits the main frames that you have. So I recommend you can bring down the flow scale. I brought this down adaptive, and I put it to adaptive, which is perfect, and then I put it to target to 60, and I actually do get a little bit more frames, because if you leave it at the highest refresh rate, it's going to pull more from the frame rate, because the GPU has to work harder. And on a handheld, it's not a good thing. It's not a very good thing. So I did lower the resolution, and I just used LS1, which I noticed funny. It's actually better. Ironically, it's actually the best one that they have. Like, they did a great job. I can't wait to see if they can ever pull off a LS2. That would be great. I'm sure they could probably do some sort of implementation so they can see the frame buffer. They can probably use reshade, the method that they use, because I believe that they actually do see the frame buffer. So anyway, I digress on that, on everything else I was just talking about. Going back to it, you can use throttle stop. Now I use throttle stop. This is just an experimentation now. So yeah, I have that too. Oh well. I accidentally do that right now. So I use throttle stop so that I can stop it from throttling, which makes sense. I am going to try it now without disabling the turbo boost. But from watching the frames and frame pacing, it actually feels a lot more smooth in some games without it having the turbo boost. Like I actually tried this for hours. Another thing, I don't want to end up, because I do this live, I can't edit right now. Let me see what else. Okay, the other thing that I do is that I use this quick CPU. The reason why I use quick CPU is so that I can, like I said in the other video, that I can stop CPU core parking. I don't want that because that also causes frame pacing issues. So all I have to do is leave it on high performance. You might be thinking, if I can leave it on high performance with the Windows, I did try Windows. It just does not park the cores still, even though it's high performance. But when you use quick CPU and you park, it automatically will cause all parked cores to unpark. So that will further help the stability of the unit and also the performance and even the quality, because you'll be able to use more settings and stuff like that. So that's enough. I think I finished, and I hope that it helped you.